The people of Oregon in the early 1990s passed ballot measure 11, which was a ballot referendum statewide, which made mandatory minimum sentences for roughly 15 to 20 Oregon criminal offenses. Those mandatory minimum sentences range from 5 years and 10 months to life in prison, and you have to serve them day for day, meaning you're not eligible for any programs that might help you with a drug addiction or help you get a marketable skill when you get out, not eligible for halfway houses or trans leave, but you have to serve every day of that inside of a prison cell without any opportunity for reform or for moving forward. It strips away the discretion from the court and from the judge to be able to sentence that defendant to anything less if they are found guilty of those offenses. It over-empowers the prosecutor in the system. It puts a huge trial penalty, meaning that people do not want to go to trial and instead resolve their cases with plea negotiations, which are notoriously coercive and notoriously unfair. And also we see throughout Oregon and throughout the history of ballot measure 11 that ballot measure 11 has been used 400 times more often against black and brown citizens in the state of Oregon than it is against white citizens. Last year, we saw the biggest protest that we've seen in 50 years or maybe forever in the history of our country, and they asked for some very specific things. They asked for criminal justice system reform, they asked for police accountability, and they asked for the government to make sure that it enacted policies that made it so that sentencing disparities and arrest disparities based on race, that uses of force based on race were eliminated. If we believe in that last summer, if we believe in all those people that stepped out into the cities last summer, then one of the easiest and first things that our legislature and our district attorneys can do is say, no more mandatory minimum sentencing. We're not going to play a part in a scheme that doesn't allow us to take into account the circumstances and the characteristics of each individual person that appears before this court. We know that what's best is to allow the adversarial system to look at each situation and determine what's appropriate here and not do some blanket sentence that's based on fears that were present at the time of the Armed Career Criminal Act that both parties recognize as one of the biggest mistakes in policy in the last half century. Measure 11 reform is being debated by both the House and the Senate and the Oregon legislature, and you can reach out to our local legislators and let them know this is a really important issue to you.